All right, everyone, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So markets, with finally a proper decline for once here. And you can see spiders gapping up here, basically a gap and crap day. Ahead of Jackson Hole tomorrow. A lot of noisy type action here, a lot of chop. We've had some decent sells, decent bounce, so good volatility day. And we talked about volatility becoming unpinned a little bit more over the last couple of days, and that has happened. And you're seeing vol still holding a bid here. That is normal, also ahead of Jackson Hole. So 10 a.m. tomorrow, Powell's transcript will be released, and then we'll see the show. Me personally, I don't really have a good edge here, and I'm mostly on the sidelines for this move, which is actually a pretty good feeling here. It's kind of just like, right now, if you don't have an edge, you know, just leave it to the birds, honestly. And I talked about this yesterday, but I don't like, there's Zoom here up 13% after earnings there. But I don't like trading in this environment until you get like price discovery, right? So we have this big melt up here. I talked about this on Twitter. I tweeted this, and I said this to members in the trading room. If we start to sell, like, don't trust supports until we get to majors, because you're up 500 points in 13 days here. So at any point you can expect a 100-point drop, and the first 2 to 3 supports can get knifed through pretty quickly. And you can see right here, high of the day 56.65, low 55.84. So an 80-point drop here from peak to trough, and we might even, you know, fade a little bit into the close too. So again, usually when you break that first, after a big melt up, that first, once that first support fails, usually there's a couple that will get run through that normally would have held in an otherwise environment. But again, this is all noise until tomorrow. Oops, and we'll see what we get here. So right now, short term 55.50 is, you know, a level here that should get defended, but again, it can get run through if we get, you know, speed, because we have gone up so much. But the real big level that I'm going to be watching here is 5,500. That was going to be, you know, that's the whole round number. It's a gap window. It's also the gap window from the jobless claims move from last week. So this level right here on SPX is the big line in the sand to me. Spiders, same thing. It's about 549, so it's about $1 off. And then you have, you can see that trend line creeping into our screen. We've got this as well. So these are pullback targets. That's if we pull back, right? Maybe today was just done to get liquidity to have that euphoric move that we talked about yesterday. There was some growing interest at the 570 strike on SPY. And I mean, it would not shock me if they wanted to just like euphoria pump it there. The only problem is the Powell speech is going to be at 10 a.m. So it's going to be during market hours. So when it gets released, if I'm not mistaken, and that means they can't just blow it up pre-market with like 100 contracts on ES. They actually have to push it through during market hours, which is a lot harder to do. You know, we'll see. I don't really have an edge here. You know, and when we have these big moves, this is my least favorite time to trade. I like to see price discovery first, and then we can kind of go from there. It doesn't mean I won't scalp. We take, you know, scalp in the trading room, you know, all day, but as far as like actual directions here, it's really tough, because you're still, I mean, you can still make a case. We haven't, you know, technically I think that's a fake print on SPY. Yeah, it is. I was going to say, because we just made for the first time lower lows. This is incredible. Lower lows on the daily chart for the first time in 14 days. That is insane. Like, that's it. Like we took the previous day's low out. That's all. Like, not even saying closing red. Like, talking about having a peak through the previous day low. First time. So when that happens, you know, you can get a reversal very quickly, right? I said those supports tend to fail pretty fast. But there's also the chance that, you know, this is still an uptrend, and, you know, like I said, they could gap us down and just pump us. And they could use that liquidity to get us to that euphoric area. But either way, we'll see what we get. Engulfing candle at face value, slightly better than average volume, or I should say volume for this week, but still below average. So it's not like we're seeing massive distribution here, and not even that much in the futures either. Q's volume is a little bit better. This is a little bit uglier of a candle. Retesting the 50 moving average. And again, our level right here is 468, 469. It also coincides with that trend line. So that should be a good level if we were to come down there. We didn't quite get to my 486, but we got pretty close. At 485.50. So we talked about that 786 fib retrace yesterday. Yeah, we'll say that that's hit. That's close enough. NQ probably. Yeah, maybe NQ is a little bit farther away, it looks like. Yeah. Because of that pre-market pump from up there. But anyway, Russell 2000 was stubbornly bid today relative to everything else. And I noticed this. Take a look. So the Q's down 1.5. Spiders down 85. Dow down 50. And what do you notice about the Russell here? It's down 50. Ever since that blow up, which blew correlation and dispersion, that has come back in as vol sellers have gotten control of the market. And now look, we're right back to the average area that we've been at all year long in dispersion. So what does that mean? Well, if something's down, something else has got to be up. And that's why small caps and the Dow are performing better today. They're not, you know, they're still down, but you see the semis leading to the downside. SMH down 3%, NVIDIA down 4% now. We are dipping here into the afternoon. Again, I don't think this is of much consequence. I'm doing the video a little early. We've got the got our members live stream after the bell, so I'm doing the video a little early. And you can see here GEX. I'm just doing this in real time. So 55.50 right there. So if we get down, it should be right in this area on SPY. We'll just check this in real time here. So I would normally scalp this. So I'm just doing this with you right now in real time. Normally I would take this scalp all day long, especially since you have this support level right there. But again, big move. You can fall 100 points really fast, and usually the first couple of supports will fail. So plus it's like 330 already, so I mean you don't want to be trapped into the close. But nonetheless, we'll see. Tomorrow should be fun. All right, SMH here down 3%. Very good outside move. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 4 days. Yeah, 4 days of trading wiped out. So this is why, you know, I don't like this environment. Like, we can't go long up here, but shorting is so risky because it just keeps melting. And again, this could be a move to grab liquidity to go higher. I've seen patterns like this play out before. In fact, right there. That look familiar? Melt up, no lower lows, and then a big fat outside move. I think there was some volume behind that too. Yeah, a little uptick in volume. So again, don't assume that just because we're going down that we're going to crash. All right, IGV, again, outside move down, finally pulling back. It's overbought. Down 1.5%. Transports here, holding up okay. So down 62 basis points, but this is still a pattern here where you could make a case it's bull consolidation. So transport's holding up. And again, dispersion, right? So go back to that chart. You can see we're at those levels now. All right, let me get my stuff back here so we can look at rates. Rates were up today, and again, so this is gonna make everybody scratch their head, like, oh, how could small caps be up with yields up? That's the dispersion. So, but it's funny to watch people scramble over it anyway. But anyways, 2-year yield up 2% here, 7 basis points. Again, they're trying for these higher lows here on the yields. And I think that people are like, this is telegraphed, right? So Powell is going to announce a rate cut for September, right? Which the market already knows about. So everybody that wants to be long bonds is long already, which means the trade's probably crowded, which is why we're not taking the low out. So I would favor upside here in yields. Or he's not going to announce rate cuts, and then they're really going to take off to the upside. So I don't see the positive of being long bonds here. Maybe, I mean, it could be wrong, but that's just the way I see it here. In the 10s, again, if we can get through 4, you know, we go up to 420. And that's going to make heads explode. And I'm here for it. XHB here, down 20 basis points. But look, this is an inside hammer. Nothing wrong. A lot of dispersion. VNQ, 52-week highs, and it's green in a massively down tape. XLF, green in a down tape. KRE, big green in a down tape, and that's what's holding the Russell. ABE and broker-dealers flat. Oil here up 1%, or yeah, up $1, so 1.3%. It's doing something. It's there. Lower highs, slight higher lows, but not a great chart right now. I'm not in love with the chart of oil. XLE I'm interested in, but I want to see this firm up a little bit more. I think that outside move could be a fake out, but we'll see. Needs to firm up a little more. XOP's holding up too after the sell the other day. And OIH again weak. So still the weakest of the bunch. CCJ, so there's the rejection at 42. Now you want to see a higher low here if you're a bull. So you prefer this to stay, you know, you prefer this to get like a 50% or a 618. Or just firm up and consolidate there. But that's what you want to see here next. NM, less room for higher lows, so it's a little bit weaker. And then there's the NJ, same thing. So it needs to reverse that. I told you what was going to happen with nat gas yesterday. Basically, as I said, I think the lows are in, and I said just because I said that, it'll be down massively tomorrow. And there's 5% on the V contract. So we did close our runner on nat gas this morning, but we did make money on it still. So that was, should have just kept my mouth shut. I knew that was going to happen. But there's still room for a higher low here, though. So it could put in a higher low and then, you know, look like a lot of charts. All right, dollar index here, up 0.5%. It needs to bounce. So again, kind of like yields, it's a little one-sided going to Jackson Hole, don't you think? Gold down today. I just overbought. Silver down as well. 30 is still pretty good resistance. Platinum down. So pretty good reversal there, but that's still not bad. It's definitely firmed up a little bit more. And then palladium reversal today too. You want to see that stay firm in this range though. Copper is still okay. It does have technically an engulfing candle, but I mean it's just small candles here, and you can make a case that this is still just a bull flag of this up move. So it's not really wrong, nothing wrong with it. Again, Jackson Hole's going to move the metals. I don't know which way here. It's possible that copper can curl down here. You guys know I'm still holding a long runner on this, and if it stops, it stops. It doesn't hurt me at all. But you know, we've done enough now that if this wants to be resistance, it could come down. So I would be willing to concede that, but I still think it has a very good chance of getting up into the 430 area. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it can't come down with Jackson Hole, depending on how the market digests that. Bitcoin, I like this. So again, we talked about firming up. We did. Inside day, not bad, especially with the market down with an outside day. And I think Bitcoin's setting up for a big move on the bigger time frame, as you guys know. But that held up okay today. Let's take a look here. So we dipped just a little bit here. We got 30 minutes left. We'll see if we roll over into the close. Again, it's not of much consequence at the end of the day. Powell's going to move the market tomorrow. Today's the noise. And I'm looking forward to price discovery, and actually feeling pretty good just letting the market do its thing. Let the algos fight over it. If you don't have an edge, and that's something to remember in trading, just in general, you don't have to be in a trade every time. If you don't have your edge, just let the market, let them brutalize each other and fight each other over it until your edge presents itself. And that'll keep you out of a lot of bad trades. But I do think here we definitely could have some more downside tomorrow based on losing 55.92. We tried to reclaim it, false breakdown setup, and then it came back in, back checked, and now we're rolling over. So I would say 5,500 if we're going to keep going down. That's really kind of like your first big test. But if they just kind of moonshot reverse this thing, get out of the way until about 57, because everybody's going to try and short double top. So they're probably going to push it up to 57, I would think. That's just my guess. So anyways, guys, going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.